it's Rachel at Alicia, and this is Fashion Halloween. And Fashion Halloween is one of my favorite post times of year all the time. I'm an actress by trade, so I love Halloween in the sense that I love making a character and I love getting into costume and doing all that. And then from the fashion standpoint, I love making it glamorous or fun and again, getting into costume. I know this year, 2020, Halloween looks different. It just does. And many of us may not be going to parties or having trick-or-treaters. It may just be you at home celebrating. And of course, there are many ways to celebrate at home, be it, cooking spooky foods or watching scary movies, whatever it is that you love to do. But I wanted to still wear costumes, even though I was at home. So when I started planning this year's Fashion Halloween, I kept thinking, what could I wear that was pajama based, that gave us options, that still made us feel like we were getting into costume and being different. Because of course, like what I'm wearing now, you could just wear a fancy robe and call yourself a movie star and have it be Halloween. To be fair, this may be what I wear on Halloween night. And that's fine. Be glamorous, be a diva, be an aging heiress or something like that in your lovely robe. That's fine. But I sat down and I thought, and I have picked two outfits and two costumes, very fashion, but very charactery, that I'm excited about. I'm excited to show you that you can make with probably pajamas that you have at home, but make you feel like you are dressing up for Halloween. And the first one is Moira Rose from the show Schitt's Creek. I don't know about you, I love that show. My sister and I are obsessed. We quote it to each other. I cry. I've watched the whole thing multiple times. If you haven't watched it, highly, highly recommend. But Moira Rose tends to wear to bed pajama outfits. So here I have long sleeve pajama outfit and a vest and a brooch. So we're gonna get dressed and we're gonna be Moira Rose. So as you can see, I have my pajamas on, I have my vest on, it has a little brooch. I put on a crazy wig because I happen to have one, but of course you don't need one. And I put on glasses because I actually need glasses to see. So easy peasy. You could be the Moira Rose that's laying in bed yelling for John. You could be the Moira Rose that's in the closet. You could be the Moira Rose who, speaks in that lovely accent. Catherine O'Hara is such like a gem and a joy. But there's so many options, and worst case scenario, you're just in your pajamas so you can go to bed. So Fashion Halloween. If you don't love this, I have another option for you, and we're gonna do it in just a minute. So our second option, I just had to take the wig off, for Fashion Halloween is Mrs. Maisel. That's another show I like, and of course that's not on Netflix, that's on Amazon Prime. But for Mrs. Maisel, what I always thought about was, if you've seen it, in the first season, she is this woman who's helping her husband become a comic, because he thinks he's gifted that way. She helps him, and then she finds out he's cheating on her. So there's this night, she gets drunk, she goes to a comedy club, gets on stage, and she finds out she's the funny one. So what you need, a vintage nightgown, slip, of course, if it's a little bit too see-through and you're not alone, put something under it. That's step A. I'm going to pair it with a coat, because that night she put on her coat over her nightgown, ran and was on a stage. Of course, you could just stay in your nightgown. There's a lot of funny scenes that I love from Mrs. Maisel, where both she and her mom at night put tape on their face and do up to look really nice all the time. And you could do that too. I'm just going to do the fancier Maisel. It looks like this. And there you have it, Mrs. Maisel. I happen to have a wig. If you don't, I don't think that's a deal breaker. And again, you could be Mrs. Maisel a couple different ways. You could even, like I said, wear this just a nightgown or any nightgown. It doesn't have to be vintage. And do it where she's in her bathroom making herself pretty for her husband. I had a lot of fun playing around with my pajamas and coming up with costumes. I hope that you have too. And I would love to hear, what are you being for Halloween? Are you celebrating Halloween? This year, maybe it's just a spooky pajama and movie kind of night, and there's nothing wrong with that. No matter what you're doing, I hope it's fashionable, and I hope it's fun, and I hope you stay safe.